Welcome to the Spootiest stream and to the Frontier Doubles League Lone Frontier Tournaments. I'm Spootiest here. Joining me is Kitty Meow Meow 360, and we are starting in the Star League now. The Grand Finals has already been set. We didn't stream any of the semifinals matchups, although those matches, if the bracket does update, were actually quite interesting here. FLOOSHY got a win over Ace through a bye, in a pretty impressive showing. A pretty close match, a pretty impressive matchup, I'd say the very least, as well here. But again, we get things kind of sorted out here, and as soon as I get my bracket sorted out, what a match we have here as well. FLOOSHY taking on what is a huge surprise, Waffleking, in this Grand Finals. Waffleking reverse swept their way to this Grand Finals, so I mean, they had a lot of work to do to get to this point, but boy, they made it count.
Yes, they did. I'm reading a chat currently. Apparently, Waffleking was not using the Finnick. When he started using the Finnick is when he started winning. So maybe that's what it was for him.
We'll see about that. Well, there we go. Our bracket now is actually showing up correctly. So here's what our bracket looks like here. Again, Waffleking plays FLOOSHY. This is single elimination, so you win and the tournament's yours. You lose and you don't get another chance. So what a match this is going to be as well. It's a best of 5, and it's not the only tournament we'll have this evening. We're going to have another one later on as well with the Elite Series as well later tonight. That is going to be another tournament. That's going to be fun for us later tonight. So again, FLOOSHY taking on Waffleking. Well, Waffleking had quite the match to get to this point. FLOOSHY hasn't played at all. Again, they got a forfeit win in their first matchup, so they've been waiting quite a long time for this series. So they've been waiting. They've had to play. They've had to be patient. I worry if maybe they're going to be. I worry if they're maybe going to come into this a bit cold, because considering how well Waffleking's playing, you're definitely going to want an early start against them.
That is true. Whenever I'm playing ones, I always feel better to win the series if I get that first goal. Although that does not always indicate who is going to win. For FLOOSHY, I think it's important to come out swinging and show Waffleking. He may be on fire, but FLOOSHY's here to put that out.
Yeah, we'll see about that here. But for FLOOSHY and for Waffleking, the match will begin. This is, as I mentioned before, the Grand Finals. So it's a best of 5, win or go home. And FLOOSHY has decided to show up in a battle bus of all cars. Oh, what an interesting choice. And Waffleking, yeah, he's in the Bumblebee. So this is some very unique car choices, I'll say. As, Waffleking's already made a mistake, and FLOOSHY's gonna get that first goal. I never thought I'd ever see the day we'd have a battle bus versus a Bumblebee, but, you know, sometimes new things happen, and what a weird situation we're in, where our Grand Finals sees maybe some of the strangest cars show up, and someone in chat asking, what rank is this? GC2, GC3 about? These players are in that GC2, GC3 range for 2s. So, whatever the rank, one's range is for that. But, again, these players, what a weird start this is here. FLOOSHY's already 1 goal up as Waffleking can't get the recovery. FLOOSHY's going to look for another, but the shot will not be strong enough here. And FLOOSHY, now waiting back. Waffleking will have another chance here, and I'm surprised that Waffleking has already changed cars already. It's weird. I mean, you said it. They played in Fennec apparently last series, and that's when they started winning. I mean, you know Waffleking decently well enough to know, is this something that's normal? Maybe players just want to change cars. It's odd to me that they would change the car from the one that worked for them last series.
That is true. Maybe they were trolling at the beginning of the last series, and maybe Bumblebee's how they started off. Maybe they're just trying to surprise FLOOSHY here. But who knows? Speaking of surprising FLOOSHY, cutting it back. Not a great recovery touch there, though, by Waffleking. FLOOSHY is trying to play. Okay, that surprised me, but FLOOSHY not going for that. I'm going to play defense on this ball instead. He gets flicked over, and awkward spot for Waffleking. FLOOSHY, boom, demo, open-ish net. He spawned right on it, though. That's quite unfortunate. FLOOSHY would have liked to have that one. Failed double attempt, and we're just kind of going back and forth on these shot attempts right now, Sporty.
All right. Well, right now, what's happening is what's happening is FLOOSHY's gonna somehow get a second goal, but the way this game is being dictated is the fact that Waffleking's playing extremely heavy commit on the offense. He's just going for things, and the risk that you take is that when you go for offensive plays like that, and you're committing so heavily to them, you need to make it count. If you miss your opportunity, you leave the net wide open. And right now for Waffleking, they've had a couple plays on offense where they've just left their backfield open. And I'm surprised this game isn't more, in FLOOSHY's favor, but the reason why FLOOSHY's been able to hold on so well and why Waffleking doesn't have any goals is because Waffleking's offense just hasn't been there. I think all FLOOSHY's doing is waiting to see when Waffleking's going to make that mistake, leave their net open, and, well, once they do, FLOOSHY can just go in and, take any goal that is needed. Right now, he's really struggling on actually getting down the field here. Waffleking waiting. FLOOSHY will challenge again, and Waffleking, who's trying to play that patient game, now getting bumped out of the way. FLOOSHY back for boost again. It will be room here, but Waffleking not exactly liking that first touch. And FLOOSHY's going to go down the other way. 2 goals up so far for FLOOSHY. We said that they needed to start off strong, start it off and, get warmed up. I don't know if this is really the game that they were expecting, but, I mean, they're warming up, they're in the lead. That's all they really care about, is the fact that they're starting off well, and Waffleking is not.
That is true. Waffleking trying to go for the flip reset. Not much power on it. FLOOSHY is flying through the air and using boost. I don't really know what it does not seem like FLOOSHY's actually trying. That's my notice on this. FLOOSHY just seems to be wasting time at the current moment. Yeah, he's flying around, doing his little thing. Can he go for a shot here? Cannot. Wasn't very familiar with the Battle Bus hitbox there, I guess. Waffleking, chance to do something. Could not get it done. FLOOSHY playing good and in a weird way right now.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why is because Waffleking's playing extremely slowly right now. They're waiting, they're trying to play, a very patient game plan, but the problem with that is that when they wait, is that they aren't really doing anything different. They aren't mixing up the play. It's very repetitive. I think FLOOSHY's realizing that if he just challenges, Waffleking has shown that he isn't exactly one that's gonna, ever try to really outpace him here, so... And he knows that Waffleking's playing passively, he knows that Waffleking's kind of waiting. All he's doing is he's just kind of challenging, because he knows that he's got time to recover here as off the corner. Waffleking trying to find the double tap, but won't get anywhere here. And FLOOSHY not going for the goal. You said that FLOOSHY's kind of trolling. He's definitely doing that. He's not trying to take any goals here. As now looking for a flip reset. This one will bounce to the floor, and Waffleking, who will take this dribble, actually will give this one to FLOOSHY. And, I mean, this has been a weird first game. I don't expect this to continue for the rest of the series, but what is going to be, at least considering, is that FLOOSHY's going to stay in the lead, and Waffleking still hasn't scored.
Yeah, quite an interesting match I've watched of ones. That's definitely for sure here. We'll just see if Waffleking can end the game on a hot note. That's kind of all he can do at this point. Though it is ones, a minute is quite a lot of time in ones, but Waffleking's offense has looked very, very poor so far. Once again, showing that poor offense. FLOOSHY taking it up the wall. Maybe he actually used the flip reset this time. He does not. He's trying to learn the hitbox as we go with this this really thick and chunky battle bus. I imagine eventually he pulls it off as we get more drawn out through the series. Goes for stealing must. He couldn't get the double on it. Waffleking has a good chance to score here.
Yeah, and he's going to do exactly that. Waffleking, realizing he doesn't have a lot of time left, has got to put on the pace here. Their first goal of the evening. And unfortunately for them, this one was kind of gifted to them by FLOOSHY, who just couldn't hit the mark on his efforts. And, well, whatever this game was, all I'm going to say is that FLOOSHY's leading in this series. They're going to lead at the end of this game unless something changes off this kickoff. Waffleking is going to need something big. And they'll get a good kickoff, too. This is a great chance to find an effort, but FLOOSHY waiting. Waffleking's got 20 boost. The chance to flick. FLOOSHY can't get there! And it's a second goal for Waffleking. 3 seconds left. There is a chance.
Chance there is. Now, he does make it a little bit harder on himself by waiting. He took like 6 or 7 seconds off the clock there. But, to secure the goal, I get it. He needs another good one. Doesn't really get it. And he cannot keep it up. FLOOSHY wins game 1.
Yeah, whatever that was, as I said, all I'm going to say is that FLOOSHY's going to win this first game. I expect that these players are probably going to start taking it a little more seriously afterwards, because it's close, and simply put, for this game, both these players really wanted to come out and show up, and show up the other in what they could do in the air. And I'm just going to say it, they both failed. They both failed doing what they wanted to do this game. Neither of them really looked all that threatening up in the air. I expect that's likely going to change going into game 2, that these players are probably going to, at least my assumption is, if their hubris doesn't get the better of them, they're going to try to play a little bit more defensively. And they're going to play a little bit more grounded in their play style and really go for more quality over, more quantity over quality in the number of goals that they score.
Yeah, I agree. And also, it's kind of who changes cars first, because I think that really hindered both of them at times. It's not being used to the hitboxes of their cars. So if we see a car change, I'd imagine that would impact the following game.
Well, for FLOOSHY though, they're one game closer to a win in this grand finals. But again, and for FLOOSHY as well, I wonder if this is enough for them to warm up. They've had their game, they've played it well. As Waffleking's already going to a change. I think they're in a different looking car. They're now what car is that? I don't know.
Lightning McQueen.
That's the McQueen car. That's a Dynaco Lightning McQueen. Yes. I was gonna say I know that's the car's. I know that's Lightning McQueen. You know what? I should have known that. I've seen the movie. Anyways, FLOOSHY's gonna get the first goal here. They tried to miss as well. They couldn't get it off the crossbar, but FLOOSHY's gonna take that first goal. 12 seconds in, and these players are still trolling. This has been. I mean, this is the tournament for you. This is the grand finals, believe it or not. But these players are still trolling, and we'll see again if the Lightning McQueen can do anything good for Waffleking. But so far, FLOOSHY's got the first goal, and again, my expectations are that these players are likely going to start to take this a little bit more seriously after the first game. But I mean, that's my expectations, and my expectations was that we're going to have a pretty competitive grand finals, and clearly these players have gone for other things, as Waffleking's going to get an answer, and I think my expectations are not going to be met here, just from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, there is certainly some trolling going on. FLOOSHY really committing on a high flick there when Waffleking did not get that. But yeah, just the car trolls. The battle bus is somewhat infamous in FDL. It's used quite a bit in what's supposed to be serious settings. Lightning McQueen, though, I've not seen that one dragged out yet. So shout out that. Also, FLOOSHY finally getting that flip reset he's been looking for all game with the battle bus. So hopefully he can dial that in and actually use it for once. And the Lightning McQueen is dead. RIP. FLOOSHY going for a shot off ceiling. Taps it down, going for the double off of it. Just misses. Rather unfortunate when you would like to have that, but time to go on defense for FLOOSHY.
As Waffleking will have enough boost to challenge FLOOSHY. Not the way that FLOOSHY's challenging, though, and I will say the pace has definitely picked up a little bit more from last game, as Waffleking going for the low fake. This one actually hit the post, and FLOOSHY's not going to want this one. I'm surprised. This game is this close, but clearly FLOOSHY, he'd rather go for the flip reset than go for the win here, as this play kept up by Waffleking, and Waffleking will get chased from behind. FLOOSHY able to recover as Waffleking takes boost. FLOOSHY, I'm surprised that he's not taking this more seriously, because Waffleking's not letting FLOOSHY get away with that play. FLOOSHY didn't want the goal earlier, and now he's going to regret that decision, because now he's losing where he could be up 2-1.
Yeah, certainly. FLOOSHY obviously does. It's not taking this that serious. Waffleking slightly more serious. How serious we don't really know, but 2-1, 3 minutes left. Who knows what happens here? Waffleking gonna try to play it low. 360 flick gets over FLOOSHY, just not able to get that in the net. That was pretty good control there. Oh, the big machine gets one. FLOOSHY cannot put it on target. Would have been beautiful if he did, though. Waffleking gonna try his aerial play. They're just doing like free play at this point. Passing it back and forth to each other. Not much going on these last 30 seconds. A lot of back and forth. See if FLOOSHY can get something here. And he cannot. That's a whole lot of back and forth right now.
I will say one of the risks that FLOOSHY's taking when he's challenging like that is playing like that is that he's using a lot of boost here. So his recovery is going to be noticeably slower. Waffleking, anytime Waffleking's going for a play, notice just how much boost he has left after he's challenged. He's usually got at least 30, and likely a lot more, and that's because if his play doesn't work on offense, he has of recoveries. So that's the difference right now. Waffleking's been able to recover, FLOOSHY has not, and that means that for Waffleking, even if his play doesn't work out, he still has the ability to go back to a defense, whereas FLOOSHY does not.
Yeah, that is very true. I wonder if FLOOSHY turns it up a notch here soon. Missing the boost, but it doesn't really matter. He's just gonna have no flicks, which is like half of ones. there's the other half, just hitting the open net when it is available. FLOOSHY in a bad spot here. Waffleking able to capitalize, putting up 3-1 with 2 minutes left, and it's just not looking very good for FLOOSHY at the current moment.
No, and I said before, I think these players are going to need to start taking it a little bit more seriously, but clearly FLOOSHY is more than happy just to keep going for these plays. Unfortunately, though, for FLOOSHY, as I said before, it didn't really work in Game 1. I'm surprised he's still doing it in Game 2, because it hasn't worked here either. For him. He's just trying to go for maybe the coolest looking goal out there, but clearly he has not been able to find it with the... And I know you said that it's a pretty big hitbox. It's actually the opposite. It's a pretty small hitbox on the Battle Bus from what I've noticed. It is not a big car. And it's just not an easy hitbox to work with. The Merc hitbox. And unfortunately, when it comes down to flip resets, it's not an easy car to get them in, as she will dribble it away. Chased down by Waffleking, who does a great job at forcing him out of position. FLOOSHY can only clear the ball back as Waffleking holding on. With a minute 30 left, FLOOSHY keeping things more grounded, but running out of boost. Oni kind of ran out of positioning here. Waffleking pushes him out, gets that demo, and FLOOSHY won't recover. 5-1 as Waffleking continues his rampage.
Yeah, just putting the hurt on FLOOSHY right now, who's just not playing at his best. Waffleking taking advantage of that, and it's looking like this game is going to go to Waffleking in about a minute and a half.
And it's going to be a tied series as well at 1 game each here. As FLOOSHY is trying to find something late, and I think he's trying to kind of get himself back into the right mindset here, because clearly Waffleking this game is taking it a lot more grounded. FLOOSHY is going to have to do the same, and right off the kickoff, a second goal for FLOOSHY. A little over a minute to go. He's got to get 3 goals. Not an easy thing to do. We saw Waffleking fail to do this last game around, but for FLOOSHY, considering that he's up by 1, he has a little bit of leeway. But you definitely don't want to drop a game. If you can go up 2-0, that's a huge advantage, especially against Waffleking, who has proven already that he absolutely has the ability to win 3 games straight if you're not paying attention.
Definitely, you have to put respect on him, and FLOOSHY has given him 0 respect this series so far. Waffleking giving FLOOSHY no respect, and it's worked. FLOOSHY finding himself in the awkward position with low boost again. Seems to be the story of this game so far. Can't stay with this as he wants to. It's a flip reset. Can't really use it for good though. Can try to go for a fancy play, not able to get it off backboard for the battle bus. Imagine we don't see a super awesome flick here. And the squishy save, yeah. I mean, FLOOSHY is basically out of time as we speak. It's just a matter of if he can go out hot or if he lets Waffleking go out with the momentum heading his way.
I think either way, Waffleking's going to have momentum no matter how this game ends. But FLOOSHY's going to get another goal here. So FLOOSHY is going to take anything that he can get late this game. You can tell clearly that FLOOSHY is done with the trolling, I think. So I think we're going to see a card change from FLOOSHY going into next game as well. So considering that's the likely circumstances here, that means we're essentially going to go into a best of 3 for the rest of the series. So we'll see how that turns things around. That means that everything's going to matter just a little bit more now, as this one's going to reach its end. Waffleking will let it end there, as now 2 games down. Both these players are going to get right to business here. Best of 3 essentially left here, and we know both these players can win this thing. It's now about really now, if you take it seriously, who's going to be the better player after this.
That it is. Waffleking 5 for 5 shooting. FLOOSHY 3 for 10. Yeah, this wasn't on his best behavior this game. Let's see if we get a card change from either of them. Waffleking might be prone to a change at this point. Who knows? I'd expect a card change out of FLOOSHY, and let's just let's see what happens in this really, really wild series so far.
Yeah, it's been wild in, I think, all the weird ways, but now these players are going to start to take it more seriously. I think we're going to start to see a lot more goals as well. How these players are going to play here is, yeah, look at this. I think they both have gone in Phoenix. So, oh, is that, no, he's not. He's in, what is that? That is, oh, wait, I thought that was a Fennec. That is not a Fennec out of FLOOSHY. Is that,
A car from Fortnite?
A lot of them are in Fortnite right now. I know Waffleking, I think he's in the Nomad. I don't know what FLOOSHY's in. Is that,
That's the Scorpion. That's the car from Fortnite.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have known. But I know Waffleking is in a Nomad. It's another Merc hitbox, by the way. Is that no? That's not the
No,
Nomad. That is that's the fast forward.
Hot Wheels. That's
That's the Hot Wheels car. That's the fast forward. That I believe is an Octane hitbox. So I think both these players might be in Octane hitboxes. Flushy might be in a hybrid. That might be a hybrid hitbox.
I think Flushy's is hybrid.
Oh, actually, is Waffleking in a hybrid? I don't think so. I think that's an Octane. Anyways, he's in a fast forward, and that's not the weirdest thing about it. Actually, the fast forward's a pretty useful car because it fits the hitbox well. What surprises me is that he's got corn wheels.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
Those are the corn wheels. But no matter what these players are doing with their cars, clearly they're taking it more seriously here as Waffleking taking the open net against Flushy early. And while they might be playing in silly cars, this is not a laughing matter. They're going to take this more seriously.
Yeah, their cars may be silly, but they're much better than the last two matches we got. And Flushy come in with a comeback shot with the dabbing Reaper goal explosion. Shout out. Yeah, Flushy, great kickoff, and that's just a frustrating one for Waffleking. That's the type of kickoff that makes you stop playing once after about an hour.
Yeah, we'll see about that. So, well, there's gonna be a good amount of 1v1 kickoff goals, unfortunately, or fortunately, it doesn't really matter. It's part of the game. You gotta get used to it here, as Waffleking will save it away. Corner now, Flushy, waiting. Waffleking will not miss on the challenge. Will have to push back because Flushy's got room. Now in the air goes Flushy. We haven't seen much from them on the solo plays, but flip, reset, save away, and once again Flushy using all their boost for that chance. Waffleking not going for the open nets, and they might regret that soon because I don't know if Flushy's going to give them any more leeway this game on going for those kind of solo efforts here. As Musty Flick, not taken. Waffleking will save, and again, these players are still going for a lot of solo efforts, but again, I don't know how much leeway we're going to see here as Flushy, the backflip! Oh, they missed! Oh, they're not going to be able to get it either! And we've seen so many good chances go to waste here, but that one hurt because that's a perfect decision from Flushy. Completely caught Waffleking, but it's just a little too high.
It was Flushy trying to go on the attack here to Mr. Waffleking with the corncob wheels. Just got control. Flushy's got to play good defense here. Oh, lands under Waffleking. Makes him a little awkward here. Flushy going to go for an aerial play. Dealing seems to be his friend. It's a good landing. Waffleking able to read it. Look for the flip reset. Sits it down. This is dangerous. Flushy taking it once again. He took it. Didn't really land where he wanted it to, though. And Waffleking a little awkward in front of his net. Flushy low boost, though, so it's going to end up being okay. And we'll see another aerial shot attempt from Waffleking here. And it almost looks like they're playing fetch or catch at this point. They're just going for flip resets and hitting them directly at each other.
I mean, yeah, but the benefit is, as long as you can recover, you can keep going for those plays. It's not... it always looks so weird, because so often when we see players go for this, especially in lower ranks, they use all their boost. But these players are good enough that this playstyle actually worked well. It's a very common playstyle, very high-ranked players, because at this rank level, recoveries are going to be strong. You're going to have you're going to be able to maintain a good amount of boost control even after these plays. So it really can be a useful playstyle. Unfortunately for both these players, though, they've seen minimal success with their actual aerial attempts, and means that these have been very unexpectedly low-scoring games. As Waffleking will keep the dribble. A little awkward on that control, though. Won't get much on that shot. Flushy's going to keep it out as well. Waffleking. Force out Flushy, but Flushy's just waiting, and now they'll go for one themselves. A bit of a not great first touch. Really can't make much happen. Off the corner. Waffleking will keep with it. This game is still even. It's been our lowest scoring game so far, and really, one goal could be the difference maker. As Waffleking just trying to wait here. Does not want to overcommit against Flushy, as here's their chance to go. Flushy saves it. Will recover as well. Waffleking doesn't have boost. They've got to go back to defenses. Maybe another chance upfield. Flushy will bait them in. Off the corner. It's a wide open net. But Waffleking does recover. Flushy, who doesn't want to take any risks, will go back, play a slower pace on defense, and we'll just try to find where the opening is, as Waffleking still giving them nothing easy to work with. And now we'll take possession.
Yeah, so nice flick over one. Flushy playing aggressive on that to just not let Waffleking get the touch he wants, and a horrendous miss there by Flushy. Able to get back with decent boost, though. Ooh. Bad 50. Flushy on the spot he wants to be to finish that off. Corncob wheels are really throwing me off here, but Waffle King catching this. FLOOSHY waiting till the last second to go for it. Waffle King gets a bump, still savable though, and FLOOSHY gets the first one. Waffle King not able to capitalize on that free net, and 10 seconds left, and FLOOSHY makes a magic happen before the clock expires. No, he can't. Waffle King, if he gets a good touch here, this is in.
It will be.
But...
Oh, he hit the ball! Oh my goodness!
And it hits top crossbar, straight down, no double. We are going into OT on game 3, folks.
I can't believe that somehow doesn't go in, as here goes FLOOSHY. I totally thought that was in from Waffle King as well. That looked like it was going to go right under the bar. It was a perfect first touch. FLOOSHY's trying to find it. He's now hit the post. The iron doing a lot of work for both these players. As FLOOSHY. Flip reset. He has not hit this yet. That's gone off the same post. FLOOSHY just missing. Now he's got to recover. He'll get boost. Won't challenge. Still won't challenge. Waiting, but Waffle King just playing for patience as FLOOSHY finally beat him out. It's an open net. Can't take it. His first touch. Too heavy. He'll go up in the air. Match point to be determined by just one goal. FLOOSHY wants it! And he takes it too! The flip reset connects for the first time tonight. And it's FLOOSHY who wins it in overtime.
She with a great flip reset goal there finally makes it work. And almost looked like it caught Waffle King by surprise. He jumped really late for that. You almost meet him at that post or the crossbar there, just so they have no chance when it's that close to it. But didn't do that, and FLOOSHY's able to capitalize and get a nice OT win here.
Game 4, now FLOOSHY with 2 chances to win this grand finals. I mean, it's still a very close series. It's still very competitive, but I think for FLOOSHY and for Waffle King, that, again, another game where they just didn't get that many chances to really connect as they wanted to, but those recoveries are working. Both these players are doing the exact same thing as the other. Their offenses haven't worked, but their defenses have. If any of these players falter on defense, this is going to be a very quick game for us. FLOOSHY's now in the Octane, and Waffle King is in one of the F1 vehicles. So, Waffle King's in the F1 car. FLOOSHY's in an Octane. And FLOOSHY, who now has 2 chances to win this tournament, and take his first chance here and win it here if he plays well enough.
As he can. Interesting car choice from Waffle King. You do have to watch the flicks here if you're FLOOSHY, but Octane is the second best car, so he's got, you know, doesn't have to worry about 50s or anything like that. He should win all of those. Such a skinny hitbox that the Formula 1 car has. And I don't really know how that works, be honest. It didn't really look like FLOOSHY touched it.
Well, he did. I can tell you this. He chipped it right over Waffle King. That's totally not the intention there. I mean, that wasn't the intention. He wanted to go for a little breezy flick, completely missed it. Waffle King knew he missed it as well. That's why Waffle King was so caught off guard by that last touch, because he missed it. He didn't get the touch he wanted to. So that absolutely could have been... I mean, Waffle King completely got fooled by the fact that there was another touch on that. He's in the right position to challenge. He absolutely can challenge. He could have gotten that touch too, but it's just a play where he wasn't expecting that last touch, and FLOOSHY gave him something a little bit unexpected, and something that I think even FLOOSHY wasn't ready for. That's the second time here that ball has bounced over Waffle King. He's got boost though. Another flick. FLOOSHY missed it. He was in the right spot, had the right idea, just missed his challenge, and Waffle King will tie the game up.
Yes, he does. Those flicks are going to be killer that close to the net. Just got to be careful here for FLOOSHY, because that is one advantage these long, skinny cars have. Is their flicks will be better than yours if you are not rocking a skinny car. And a great kickoff, and it just rolls right in for Waffle King. Low effort goal, but you'll take him where you can get him.
Yeah, he just completely beat FLOOSHY the kickoff, though. FLOOSHY very side on. And the risk when you take those kickoffs is that if you are that side on, you need to be the first one to the ball. That doesn't happen here. That's why Waffle King is able to take the lead now, as 3 goals so far this game. Already the same number of goals we saw last game around. As Waffle King waiting. Oh, he doesn't want to wait too long, though. FLOOSHY, oh, he should have shot that one. Waffle King gave him a net to look at there, and I'm sure FLOOSHY regretting that he didn't shoot that one initially, because that was there for him, as now he's bumped out Waffle King. Low boost here for both players. That means FLOOSHY won't be able to shoot this one, and will need to take the dribble. Waffle King going for boost. FLOOSHY, another breezy flick attempt, has not exactly gotten very close with hitting the breezy flick so far. And Waffle King, who isn't even challenging at this point, is essentially just waiting for the play to come to his hands.
He is trying to go for a little ceiling play there, not able to get it. FLOOSHY gets the preset over the one time. Needs to grab this boost here, goes for the challenge. Great 50 for him. Misses the little touch he needs there. Applying the pressure, throwing this little F1 car around with his bumps and the big ol' octane, if you will. Any magic can happen here? No, great defense by Waffleking. Just taking, you know, taking the simple route, not doing anything too complicated. FLOOSHY here putting it to sidewall. He's low boost though, so he's really just giving this to Waffleking, who attempts to go up with the ball as he touches, but does not get what he wants. FLOOSHY low on boost, not able to make anything happen there. We're seeing a lot of back and forth. Waffleking chance to score, is able to put it over FLOOSHY. Great shot there by Waffleking.
Yeah, and so often it's tough to kind of manage these air dribbles, especially on a bounce like that, because that is a very early touch for Waffleking on that dribble. Usually you kind of want to let the ball bounce up a little bit, try to catch it a little higher up, but Waffleking wanted to go for pace, and I mean, that is a great catch, great dribble, able to keep that ball up a lot higher than FLOOSHY was expecting, than on defense, and doing all he can to keep this lead and maybe end this series in another. It would be his second Game 5 of the night here. It would be the last Game 5 of the night for Waffleking, as FLOOSHY, it'll outplay off the sidewall, will not be able to shoot this one, will... Wait, where's Waffleking though? Man, Waffleking's not even close to play. Where was Waffleking on that? He challenged initially. I thought he had more than enough time to come back to this, but he just left. He dipped and said goodbye, and FLOOSHY, who has way more time than he ever should have, will not miss from that range.
Okay, keeping FLOOSHY in this game with such a weird play there by him, but you know, FLOOSHY takes it where he can get it. Waffleking gonna go for a double, able to get it. FLOOSHY just kind of looked like he just didn't respect it. I don't know if he didn't have enough boost to really jump for this, or really paying attention to his boost. He had enough boost. He just, yeah, totally. It's like, yeah, you're not hitting that, and then Waffleking did hit that.
Yeah, that's not an easy double tap either. That's one where if Waffleking misses, that's going off the crossbar or right on FLOOSHY's front bumper. That's one where if Waffleking doesn't score, FLOOSHY's going to score the other way. That's the risk that Waffleking took there. I'm more impressed that Waffleking even had the guts to even go for that play, because if that doesn't work, that's a goal for FLOOSHY. Every time here is Waffleking bumping out FLOOSHY. He is still bumping FLOOSHY. Won't be able to shoot on this without any boost, but we're able to slow FLOOSHY down here, as that's not a great first touch from FLOOSHY. Going all the way back, Waffleking, sidewall. Second touch will, again, just keep FLOOSHY away. Keep him up in the air as dribble, flip reset. Waffleking to stop it. FLOOSHY waiting, as a little bounce off the sidewall will be room for Waffleking, as a dribble won't go far. Trying to, again, get that bump on FLOOSHY, but minutes ago, FLOOSHY looking to end the grand finals here. Musty flick. Oh, he doesn't get a lot on it, but it's enough to beat Waffleking. FLOOSHY's had a lot of issues with even getting the musty flick to begin with, but he gets at least some contact here, and that's more than enough with how close he is to the net to force Waffle into a bad position.
Great touch there. A minute left. This is about infinity in ones. So we will see if FLOOSHY's able to do anything. He goes for the good old classic ones kickoff of letting your opponent give you the ball. Let's go for a ceiling play. Gonna go for a pinch. Can I go for a pogo? Maybe he missed this. Now we get control of it. Waffleking trying to play this. Has a good dribble on his hands. Not able to get the double. Very close there. 30 seconds left. Waffleking. Let's see what he does here, but this is really interesting so far.
Waffleking is 30 seconds away from Game 5 here, as little flick won't go far. He is overcommit on this. FLOOSHY able to score, and actually he left for boost. That's a bad decision from FLOOSHY. He'll get another chance on offense anyways, as Waffleking. Love that first touch from him. He keeps that ball away, but he won't win the 50. 10 seconds left. He's out of position, and FLOOSHY goes right behind him. 8 seconds to go, and FLOOSHY, from 2 goals down with a minute left, has answered back both 2 straight.
Great play there by FLOOSHY. Not be impatient. He knows this ball can bounce for 10 seconds in front of that net. He takes some of that time. He knows he can.
Oh, he missed. Wait a second.
Surely it does not end like this.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought that was it for certain here, but they're going to go to overtime. Waffleking didn't have boost. Boy, Flooshy will be very happy that didn't go in. That could have been game 5 right there.
That would have been rather unfortunate. Waffleking going for no on these air dribbles. Has been relatively successful. His landing's really awkward here, though. It's low on boost. Has to go for this. Flooshy. Good power. I don't think it's going to be on, though. No, it is not. He has to get back here. Waffleking has an open net. Going for the double. Very high one. He sunk one earlier. Not able to sink this one. Low on boost. Flooshy. Once again, going for this musty play. Oh, they already faked the musty. On me. Sounding 14 shots from Waffleking. That is quite a few shots. Get a dribble going here. Flicks it over one. Not able to get that top bins. That's a bar hit there. You can tell by the beautiful ping noise. A lot of back and forth here in this first minute. It's been very interesting. Anything you're noticing here, Sporting?
What I'm noticing is that for Flooshy, he really wants his last goal to be something special here. He had chances earlier to hit open nets against Waffleking. Now he's left the net wide open! Oh, Flooshy, that's a horrible mistake! And we go to game 5.
Yeah, I mean, Flooshy had an awkward recovery there, and it was just kind of over the second he had said awkward recovery. So I think he was just going for boost, and if there was a world where Waffleking missed, he at least had boost to make a play on it. But that was quite the interesting match there. Look at the shot differential here. Flooshy with 6, Waffleking with 16. That is quite the difference. 7 saves from Flooshy. I think Flooshy's definitely gonna need to get those shots up if he wants to win this game 5.
Well, he's gotta stop going for musty flicks and breezy flicks, because a lot of those haven't connected this game. I know he's not gonna like it, because he really wants to hit one of those, but simply put, the reason why he's got so few shots this game, because it's not that he's shot less, it's that a lot of his shots haven't actually been very good to begin with. He hasn't had a lot of shots close to that net where they have registered. He's had chances, probably the same number as Waffleking's had. He's just been able to hit them as nearly as well as Waffleking did, who is more willing to just put things on target and let them go in. So we're going to game 5 now. We're going to Champions Field. We're going to see who will win this event here, as Waffleking already went to game 5 once tonight. He had to go to game 5 earlier against DFAT, so he goes again now to game 5, trying to make that comeback happen. This time not from 2 games down, but only from 1. But this is it here for both these players. You win this, and the tournament is yours. So Lucy and Waffleking back in once more for some interesting card choices. We'll see what they go in for game 5. We'll see what decisions they make.
Flooshy's rocking, what's it, the Honda Civic, I think?
That is definitely the Civic.
And then Waffleking with the Finnick, taking it very seriously. He is here for the hypothetical money, if you will. Would have been a beautiful double if he was able to get that. Flooshy putting it into his corner. No boost spawn for him there. Spawn for him on defense. He is rocking his fisherman's hat and, that was a leprechaun hat and fisherman's pole. See if that has anything to do with his game this time. I doubt it. Waffleking gonna take this to the sidewall. Flooshy, boom, demos him. Buy some time. Also for Waffleking, though. Can we get a shot attempt? We get the ball over 1. Can he get that touch? No, he cannot. In a very uneventful first minute here. But they are battling out.
As usual, the defense is playing well, but Flooshy's out of position. Couldn't get the clear. Waffleking with the first goal as... Yeah, Flooshy just couldn't clear. He needed to go to the back corner there. He could not. It was almost as if he was trying to play for control, but in that position, you just got to go to the back corner and give up on the blame. By the way, that is not any hat that Flooshy's wearing. That's not a leprechaun hat. That's a fire hat. That's a fire helmet. It's a green fire helmet. So, I've never seen a green one before, but he's equipped the green fire helmet as Waffleking off the sidewall. First goal is his as Flooshy missed this one, and Waffleking's not going to let him get away with it. A second goal in a row.
Yeah, you can just... This is really unfortunate for Flooshy. He probably should have gone a little sooner or just touched the ball when he did go. That would have definitely helped there. And just unfortunate. Still plenty of time left, though. So let's see if Flooshy can make a comeback here and set himself up to win the Star Lone Frontier.
Well, this 1v1 tournament's beginning has been very strange, to say the least here, as Flooshy, looking for his first, gets that demo. He intended to go for the air dribble demo. Didn't really get a great setup to begin it, but he'll be more than happy with just making any touch on this play and following through. So he takes out Waffleking. That's his first of the game. It's been almost a minute and a half for FLOOSHY to get this goal, but hey, it's well worth it here. And he's only one away from tying this one, and with a strong kickoff, we'll look for the second. FLOOSHY on target, saved by Waffleking, and now he can go the other way. FLOOSHY doesn't have boost. Waffleking can score this one, and he'll do just that. It's a 3-1 lead.
He is not coming to play here. He is taking every chance he can get at an open net, and he has been connecting on almost all of them, I want to say.
Definitely continue to keep himself closer and closer to the battle here, and he's taking every single game a little bit more seriously than the last. And this is to win the whole thing. Both these players want to win this whole thing. I think they came into this match hoping that it would be a bit of a wash, but we'll see about that here, because it is no wash. FLOOSHY with an open net, another demo from FLOOSHY that leads to yet another goal. Clearly he's found something that has worked against Waffleking, and he's not going to let it go until Waffleking makes adjustments.
Yeah, and it's working, so he definitely should not stop doing it. Demos are affecting Waffle. Keep them coming, FLOOSHY. Keep them coming. Great kickoff for Waffle. Can he do anything here? FLOOSHY with a bad commit. And now, wide open net. Waffle able to take advantage of the kickoff.
So far, every time that's FLOOSHY's score, he's just not been able to win the kickoff. And that's a real concern at this late in the series if you can't win the kickoff, because every time you win that kickoff, you get that first chance to score. And considering how Waffleking's playing, he is not making that first chance go to waste. So, FLOOSHY's just not been able to win kickoff tonight. And Waffleking, who's getting these first chances, again, making them count, is FLOOSHY forced to make a save. Now can go for the clear. Oh, that's a bad first touch. That's going to be right to the back wall. And actually, Waffleking doesn't like that bounce. That is straight in front of his net. He's got to make the block. That's a great job. And an awkward place to be fair. But he does keep FLOOSHY away, and he's not going to let him get back either, as he now goes up by 3. Midway point in the series, and Waffleking so far has been in control.
He has not looking good for FLOOSHY, but he has been able to respond most of the time. Two-goal lead would be better here for FLOOSHY in the 3, so see if he can capitalize. Been doing it almost every time. Got a decent setup. Able to get it over him, and once again, FLOOSHY responds. He just needs to respond more than once, and we can have ourselves a real series or a real match here.
Yeah, FLOOSHY's got to get a string a couple goals together here. The kickoff though has been quite inconsistent so far, and he's gonna have to go to it a lot tonight in this game 5, as already our highest scoring game of any so far in this series. Another kickoff win. Takes to the dribble. He's got FLOOSHY beat! He's gonna go for this one! There was no chance FLOOSHY could save it. Waffleking, playing way too fast, has now got his 6th, and I mean, we're still not halfway through this game. I thought we were gonna be halfway through with a 4-2 lead, but clearly it is 6-3 right now at 2:33 left, and Waffleking and FLOOSHY still have a lot more goals left in them.
Yes, they do. This is our highest scoring game, easily, and it's also our last one. Quite interesting how will these players respond to all these goals, and that's the mental. And FLOOSHY has a great chance to score here, and he does. Once again, FLOOSHY able to answer to keep this game in reach.
Considering the way he's playing right now against Waffleking, he's got, again, as I said before, he's got to string a good couple goals together here if he's going to have a chance against Waffleking. It's close, and it's competitive to where neither of these players can really feel all that safe about this. For FLOOSHY, he's had his moments, and he's not been able to really do enough to bring multiple goals together. As Waffleking, another kickoff victory. That one took a little bit of battling to get there, but do well to force FLOOSHY to play defensive. As waiting back now, FLOOSHY using a good amount of boost already. Waffleking can't see him. He's got to go early, trying to go for the fake, but FLOOSHY doing well in the challenge. Just, oh, it's a bad commit there, Waffleking! He took a very long time to turn around on offense, and by the time he had gotten around to this play, FLOOSHY had already gotten ahead of him.
He did. Only a 1-score game now. FLOOSHY finally tying a series of goals together. Not a horrendous kickoff for FLOOSHY. Could have been worse. Waffleking able to put it on net. FLOOSHY gets the simple save there. FLOOSHY, no, not the bounce he wanted. Goes up with this ball. Not an easy shot, but he does it anyway. It's a tie game. After FLOOSHY has looked pretty dead in the water for most of it, he is coming back and letting us know that he is still, in fact, in this game.
1:30 left here. A lot more to go in this game. FLOOSHY, all he's trying to do is see where he can kind of outplay Waffleking when he's got possession, but again, the kickoffs have not been consistent so far. Waffleking, back on defense, will have the ball, but FLOOSHY's trying to take it away. A demo in front. It's an open net, but FLOOSHY will not have this one easily. Still going for the effort, but he will hit it wide as the corner. Waffleking, waiting, trying to bait in FLOOSHY. Another player looking to really take any major risks right now on their offensive chances, but minutes ago, you've got to be willing to take risks here if you want to win this game. FLOOSHY having to go all the way back. Waffleking's just waiting, still waiting as Waffleking. You will win the challenge. Not room to work. Ready boost left, just shoots this one on target. Waffleking will be up for it. FLOOSHY though, now with boost, has a chance for a second effort towards the net. Waffleking commits. FLOOSHY's got it, but he's gone the wrong direction. Couldn't put it on target. Now he'll go back to defense. Waffleking still pushing. No goals the last maybe minute or so. FLOOSHY's been bumped. Waffleking will take it. 29 seconds left. What a battle, but it's Waffleking who wins it.
That he does. FLOOSHY has responded about every single time that Waffleking has scored in about 30 seconds at the bare minimum. So if I were a betting man, I'd say this one's going to OT.
We'll see about that. FLOOSHY needs to find one more good chance to score, and maybe this is it. The dribble. FLOOSHY in the air. Big stop by Waffleking off the back wall. Now FLOOSHY's got to go back to defense again, but he has to win this challenge. Waffleking won't let him. It's open. It's in. And Waffleking scores once more, looking to put this game out of reach.
Great plays there by Waffleking on the defensive and offensive side, able to stop FLOOSHY's dribble, which looked very good, and then able to recover correctly off that bump from FLOOSHY to get the goal to put him up 2, puts it into the corner of FLOOSHY, and I'd say this game is done. And as of right now, it is. Waffleking is your Lone Frontier Star Tier winner.
Yeah, big win here in the Star League. And for Waffleking, who came into this event as a late addition, a low-seeded player. What a bracket so far. I'm going to win in 2 matches where they were not favored to take the tournament. So, yeah, that's going to be an amazing showing so far here. So, what a performance, what a showing, and what a big victory here for Waffleking. 3-2, that final scoreline in the grand finals. Waffleking will take this one here, and Kenny Meow Meow, we saw quite the showing here as well in the Star here, as the bracket will update eventually here. But for Waffleking, again, had to win 2 matches as the underdog, and doing just that proves that this 1v1, that these divisions, while they are seeded, 1v1 as a rank is so volatile. Really, it could be anyone's tournament to win for any of these events tonight.
Yeah, that is true. Next up, we do have the beautiful Elite League coming up. Yeah, great games from the Star guys. Love to see it. And shout out Waffleking, relatively unknown, comes in and puts on a show. Love to see it.
Yeah, great performance overall here. Waffleking will win this one. We're actually going to go offline for a little bit now. But again, as you mentioned, later tonight, we're going to have, at other bracket you saw, the Elite Division. We'll get to stream that in about 30 minutes from now. We're going to go offline for a little bit as we get things set up. But again, when we come back in just a few minutes, we will have that Elite Division for all of you. Another single elimination 1v1 tournament tonight. And the last of the evening to crown yet another Lone Star champion. So give us a few minutes to get things set up. When we go live again, you will see the Elite Division.